the pleasure of introducing Shri Gaurang Dasji. Gaurangji serves on the governing body commissioner of ISKCON and as the director of Govardhan Eco Village near Mumbai. Soon after graduating from IIT Bombay, he chose monkhood as his life's calling. His books, The Art of Focus, The Art of Habits, and The Art of Resilience, are some of the best self-help books for any age group. We have the privilege of having Gaurangji on the Rishi Hood University's board of founders. I request Gaurang Dasji to share his views.
Honorable members on the dais, the founders of Rishi Hood University and all the assembled guests, it's an indeed privilege and honor to be here on the convocation day of Rishi Hood University. I'll speak on the concept of Rishi. Rishi basically means three things. The first idea of Rishi is one who has conquered one's self. In terms of conquest of self, we call it as restraining one's desires. The Bhagavad Gita quotes that Nirashir yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kilbisha. Today the education system is focused very much on success, but many times we find ourselves in helpless situation, but in that helpless situation we tend to become hopeless. And therefore, when we speak about Rishi, the concept of Rishi begins when we develop 4 principles of restraining oneself, and the first is Vinay, which is humility. The concept of Raja Dharma, described in the Mahabharata, speaks about 10 principles. And our education system should inculcate these 10 principles of Raja Dharma, and that is part of these 4 qualities which we can develop. First being Vinay. Under Vinay, which is humility, the first principle of Raja Dharma being respect, second principle being integrity, and the third principle is personal conduct. These 3 are extremely important. And na tathahi agavan rajan puyeta tapa adibi yatha krishnarpita prana tat purusha nishevaya. Humility is most important, and humility comes from the Latin word humus, which means the soft soil in which the seed of education can actually grow. Within this principle of conquest, apart from humility or Vinay, comes Vivek, which is discrimination. Discrimination connects to 3 other principles of Raja Dharma, which is consult or counseling, social harmony, and environmental sensitivity. Vivek basically means discrimination, and the Gita describes this as Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Discrimination means the ability to make the right choices. Many times people ask me the question, how after being from IIT I became a monk. There was a turning point in my life about which I have spoken in my podcasts. One of my friends tried to commit suicide in IIT in the last year. We were all shocked because he was a topper. When we asked him why he tried to commit suicide, he was very honest. He said that he would always become the topper, get the gold medal, but in that particular exam he got the silver medal and he couldn't handle it. And so in the same exam, I had 3 or 4 of my other friends who had failed in 4 or 5 subjects, and they were moving around the campus peacefully, blissfully, as if nothing happened, blessing others also. So we were totally shocked when we asked them, what is your philosophy in life? How you are so cool? And they said, अपना philosophy simple है, college में घुसना अपना काम है, निकालना college का काम है. I am not promoting that principle here, but what the young generation needs is viveka, or the right discrimination. In year 1968, the world had 300 million high school students. America had 3 million high school students. Washington State had 300,000 high school students, and Lakeside School had only 300 high school students. And the gentleman who was a teacher by the name of Bill Doggle bought a few personal computers by taking some money from the Parent Teachers Association. 2 boys from that high school spent long times after school working on those computers, the world has not heard about Bill Doggle, the teacher, but everyone has heard about Bill Gates and Paul Allen. These were the two students who used the ecosystem created by the teachers. Today, the parents are not encouraging their children to be teachers, farmers, or soldiers. And therefore, Vivek or discrimination is very important. Apart from Vinay and Vivek, the third principle is Vairagya, which is renunciation. And the Gita describes Vairagya as renunciation from unwanted anarthas like kama, krodha, and lobha. Trividham narakasyedam dwaram nashanam kamam, krodham, tatha lobham tasmat etatrayam tajet. The three gates to hell is greed, lust, and anger. And when I was giving a lecture at a jail in Yaravada many years ago, and there were 500 prisoners in front of me, and I love jail programs. You know why? Because the audience is guaranteed in that. And as I spoke, I asked for any questions, and one prisoner raised his hand. I said, ask your question. He said, I want to come on the stage and ask the question. I got a little worried. I asked the commissioner of police, who's this? And the commissioner said, 12 murder kiya hai usne. I got worried. I said, am I going to be 13th? He came on the stage, he asked his question, then I asked him after that, how at such a young age you committed so many crimes? He said, when I am overwhelmed by anger, my discrimination is completely finished. I cannot see anything, I cannot understand anything. It is very important in today's day and age, as we are moving into more and more artificial intelligence, that we allow people to live in their natural consciousness, and the ability to renounce various unwanted desires is extremely important. And the fourth principle with respect to conquest of the self is what is known as Vijay. So only when there is Vinay, Vivek, and Vairagya, there can be Vijay, and therefore the principle of conquest over the self is the beginning where we restrain the desires, and that's the first principle of being a rishi. The second principle of being a rishi is, once you have conquered over the self, then you can connect with others. And the principle of connecting with others is described, Ayam bandhu idam neti ganana laguchetasam udara charitanam tu vasudaiva kutumbakam, which was the slogan in our G20. And therefore, responding to others' needs is extremely important. And this responsiveness is only inculcated when we actually are able to conquer the self. So when you conquer the self, then you are able to connect with others. You conquer the self by restraining your desires. You connect with others by responding to others' needs. Then you come to the third principle of being a rishi, and that is you respect others, you respect God, you respect nature, you respect the divinity in others. And that basically is on the principle of contribution. When we are able to contribute. So therefore, conquering self is sakshatkar, connecting to others is achar and vichar, and contributing to others is paropkar. And I'm very proud that at Rishihood University, all these three principles of being a rishi are being emphasized, and I congratulate the founders for giving a lot of emphasis on creating the right kind of character of being the rishi, so that one is able to conquer oneself, then connect with others, based on which we can actually make the real contribution. Thank you very much.